All right, we're glad to see you here today. Just want to talk to you a little bit about the week leading up to the crucifixion and then the resurrection, called Holy Week. And as you can imagine, for Jesus, this week would have just crawled by. He's spending it in Jerusalem with his disciples. And just like our quarantine weeks, where everything sort of slows down and becomes an agonizing minute by minute, second by second day, where our entire schedule is confused and different. The week leading to Jesus' trials and his crucifixion would have just been so different for him, and would have gone by slowly and agonizingly. But on this day, he is at the Mount of Olives, overlooking Jerusalem, and in this discourse with his disciples, he predicts the destruction of the temple, and that actually did occur in 70 AD, just a few years later. And I can just imagine, as they're listening to Jesus predicting something that seems impossible or seems crazy, be just like us. 6 weeks ago, we couldn't have foreseen the kind of destruction, the kind of disruption that this virus causes us. And so Jesus knows what is in store here. He knows what's about to happen. And so he predicts it for his disciples. And of course, they have questions upon questions upon questions. They could never have seen the destruction of the temple. They could have never seen what Jesus saw was going to happen. And just like we couldn't have seen COVID and how that would disrupt our lives, we have to understand and have the same kind of faith that the Lord is in control. I want to read for you Matthew chapter 24, verses 3 through 5. As he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" And Jesus answered them, "See that no one leads you astray. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and they will lead many astray." And so his message there is for us to stay in the center of God's will, and to remember that there are people out there that will lead us astray. Teachers even teaching in his name, teaching false doctrines, and not telling the truth about who Jesus is and what God's plan is. So many out there will lead you astray. So we have to remember that as well. And it's so important during these times that we look to the Lord, that we keep in the center of his will, and understand that he has a plan. Thank you.